Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms, and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Now with that said and done, and put to the side, I'm going to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets signing Kwon Alexander, and we're going to do some training camp talk because training camp is continuing on and had a session today, and it's amazing. But I'm going to start with Kwon, man. Listen, Joe Douglas just keeps doing work. This Jets franchise keeps doing work. We continue to do what it takes to make additions to this football team to keep us, ascending, going on an uptick, and getting better, right? Kwon Alexander, has signed with the New York Jets as a one-year deal. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I have been talking about the New York Jets signing Kwon Alexander from early parts of this offseason. I've wanted this guy to be a New York Jet for a long time, and it's because this linebacking core has been a big question mark. Every Jets fan has talked about it. One of the biggest question marks on defense has been the Jets linebacking situation, all right? Now, we know, look, we got C.J. Mosley. Phenomenal, right? Now, he's a guy, again, that's getting up there in age. He's making $17.5 million this year. He'll be making $18.5 million again eventually. I think that we're going to look to move on from him. We may look to restructure or have him take a pay cut. We'll see what happens with him, right? But at this point, still here. We're excited about him going forward. He's a guy that plays extremely well, right? Then you got Quincy Williams on the other side, who there's a lot of Jets fans talking about him being a Pro Bowl linebacker this upcoming year, or at least a Pro Bowl candidate. He showed a lot of flashes last season. We're all excited about him, his playmaking ability. Everything's good. Now, that other side, that weak side, big question marks, right? Big hole in the linebacking core. We're looking around going, hey, who's going to fill it? Is it going to be Hamza Nesruddin? Is it going to be Jamin Sherwood? Both of those young guys are coming off of big injuries. One of them torn ACL. The other one had a blown Achilles, tore his Achilles. So it's just like, man, what is going on? They're coming off of major injuries in their rookie seasons. Now they're coming back. We've got to see how they're coming back from the injury. Can they get themselves back into the scheme, start making plays? And that led a lot of people saying, hey, there's a big hole there at linebacker. We got to shore it up. And once I started talking to different Jets fans, I kept saying, sign Kwon, sign Kwon, sign Kwon. And here we are. He is now a New York Jet, right? Now, the thing that Kwon brings to the table is he's a guy that's a veteran guy that's going to be able to come in, give us very solid linebacker play. He is also very familiar with Sulla. They spent time together in San Francisco, so he knows Sulla as a coach, knows what he expects. He's also very familiar with the scheme too. Okay, very familiar with the scheme. The guy knows it in and out. So it's said and done, man. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about him coming in. So now he has that familiarity with everything. He's going to be able to bring everything to the table. And he's a guy that with his addition really has this linebacker core stepping up. So it's solid now. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what he's going to bring. And also what this does for the younger guys too. Jamin Sherwood, Hamza Nesruddin. Now they can kind of, of course they're still going to compete for a linebacking spot, absolutely. But they'll have a veteran guy in front of them that can really show them what's up and how to get themselves ready to become, those outside linebackers, to really go out there and play in those positions. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what he brings to the table, the knowledge that he brings to the table of the system, and how he's going to impact our linebacker situation, man. Joe Douglas, I'm telling you, is really doing work. And again, Robert Sulla, is a phenomenal coach too. I'm just excited about having those guys here. So we've shored up one of our bigger holes on defense. So I'm excited about him being here, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Kwon is a Jet, all right? So now, with that said, I want to talk a little bit about training camp, okay? It's continuing on. It's day 2, baby. It's day 2. And listen here, Becton is going to be where I'm going to start. Mekhi Becton, all right? Now, Mekhi Becton today, out in the field doing his thing, but a lot of people were talking about how you could visibly see that he was a bit tired going through practice. But again, completed team drills, did his thing, continued all the way throughout practice, right? Now, a lot of people are talking about this, and I said, listen, this guy's still working himself into football shape. Now, here's the deal. There's a difference between being in shape and being in football shape, okay? He clearly is in shape. But football shape is different. You got to be out there. You got to be playing. So the only way to get in football shape is to do what? Actually play football, okay? So he clearly is working himself back into football shape and is doing his thing. But again, he went through all the drills, all of them, continued to push on and do his thing. So he's going to go through this. The guy hasn't played or been out in practice or done anything in a year. Remember, he's coming off of that big knee injury that he had, and now he's back out there. So I expect a little bit of this, but he's going to work himself back into football shape, playing football, and we'll continue on. Now, I will say this. He did take a shot at Rich Samini today, and I think that this kind of was ramped up from something that Rich tweeted yesterday. Rich actually put out yesterday that Robert Saleh had said that Mekhi Becton's days at left tackle were over. And that is not what Robert Saleh said. Robert Saleh, in fact, said Mekhi Becton's days at left tackle are not over. Not. Capital N-O-T. Not over, okay? And I'm pretty sure that angered Mekhi Becton because today, when Rich said, hey, Mekhi looked visibly labored during camp, during practice and the drills, Mekhi immediately retweeted him, quote tweeted him, in fact, and said, make sure that you tell people that I completed all the team drills and continued on through practice, you weirdo, okay? So I'm pretty sure that tweet yesterday angered him, and today Mekhi made sure that, his voice was heard, I will say that. Again, I have no issues with anyone in the Jets beat. I have respect for everybody. I'm every Jet fan as well. Love everybody, respect everybody. But Mekhi definitely has some things to say. So, but the point is, he's working himself back into football shape. He'll be fine. He'll be out there on the right side this season, and he's going to dominate people. Him and ATV are just going to put people to shame on that right side. So now moving on, continuing on, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson looked phenomenal. He looked phenomenal. He was 8 of 10 on the day. Lots of check downs, which sounds great that he was accurate on his check down stuff. Again, we saw last year he struggled with that. Balls in the dirt, running backs coming out the backfield. I remember times where screen passes were just all over the place. He would miss guys. And we saw that the offense really got clicking when Mike White was doing just that. Hitting guys, hitting his check downs, getting the ball out of his hands quickly when pressure would come. Michael Carter, finding him in space. Michael Carter would take off and do his thing, finding a tight end in space, all that. A lot of that is what makes this offense go. Making an easy throw to a guy in space and letting him go do his work. Well, Zach Wilson looks good, and he had a lot of pressure on him today. The offensive line was, kind of up and down today. And again, they're not wearing pads, so at times the defense is definitely going to win those matchups again when there's no pads on. But the offensive line was kind of up and down, but there was a lot of pressure on him today. And let me tell you something. Zach Wilson delivered. He absolutely delivered. So Zach continues to look good. That bodes well for us because, again, he's supposed to be our franchise guy, and everything from what coaches are talking about to things that he said publicly to what we're seeing out there with his play, everything is pointing up for Zach Wilson going into this upcoming season. So last thing I want to talk about, the New York Jets weapons offensively and how they're performing. Listen, Elijah Moore, 2 great catches today. Made a shoestring catch, so that's good. Was able to, make it happen. He's a guy that we're excited about going into this year as well. Showed major flashes last season. We're really waiting for him to ascend this upcoming season. I think he has a big year. Denzel Mims continues to play solidly. He has some good catches as well. But let me tell you something. Breece Hall, this kid had some quality runs today. He really did. And he's a guy that you see when you get the ball in his hands, this guy can move. And one of the beautiful things that I love about this running back position, this running back core, is how willing they are to help each other. Michael Carter talked about in an interview just today about how when Breece, comes up to him and has questions, he immediately answers them. And he said the reason why he does that is because that's what Tevin Coleman did with him. Tevin Coleman, veteran back, when he would come to him and ask him questions, he would immediately answer. And sharing that information and helping each other get better is what we're doing here. That's what he said. That's what we're doing here. That's the culture that we're trying to foster. That's the foundation that we're building. And, if he has a question or anything he wants to know, I immediately share it and we get better. That is huge, man. That is why the New York Jets are changing. That's why our franchise is going in a different direction, because we have fostered a culture and a foundation here where it's about looking out for the man next to you, making sure that your teammate is good to go. And that's going to make everybody better. Everybody. You know, here Michael Carter is sharing information with a guy that's competing with him as well, right? Michael Carter's a running back, Brees is a running back, but he's sharing information because you know what? When I get pulled out of the game, when I need a breather, this guy needs to know what he's doing. So I'm going to make sure that he's good and on the uptick. And that's just beautiful, man. And that's great leadership shown by Michael Carter. That shows you that he's a solid locker room guy, not just a great player, but he's also a guy that's going to impact that locker room and, you know, help guys play to, you know, where they need to go. You know, help guys get to where they need to go in this league and help guys play to their best. You know what I'm saying? So that's always great to hear as well. And also we heard a lot of great things about Sauce Gardner as well, doing his thing. He's the guy that's going to be competing for one of those 2 top corner spots as well. So we'll see what happens with him. But comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about the signing of Kwon Alexander? What are your thoughts about the New York Jets day 2 of training camp? How do you feel about Michael Carter and the leadership that he continues to exhibit? I want to hear from you folks. You folks have a good day. Peace.